Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sami. I am a ballpoint pen artist. So if you are new to this YouTube channel, I would like you to take a second to hit on the subscribe button below. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to shade this object properly using the cross-hatching technique. I'm going to be teaching you how to shade with a ballpoint pen. So if you are new to this YouTube channel, like I said, you can hit on the subscribe button below as we begin. So I am going to start shading with the first object here, this round shape object. So I'm going to begin with this. Like I said, I'm going to be using the cross-hatching technique to achieve this. So the first thing I will need to do is to apply my first layer of shading. Are you getting me? So I am laying down my first layer of shading. Now shading is done in layers. Are you getting me? If you want to have a very nice shading and a 3D shading, you have to shade in layers. So I am going to begin by laying my first layer of shading, which I am currently doing now. Now one other thing I want you to understand is understand the shadows, where there's light and where there's darkness. Now look at my reference picture. You understand that the other part of the object is darker, while the upper at the top side there is a bit light. So I'm going to do exactly what I see there. I'm going to replicate it there. So right now, like I said, I am laying down my first layer of shading. Now this first layer of shading will enable me to bring out the shape of this object in a circular form. The first layer is going to bring out the shape, the cycle form of it in a 3D form. Are you getting me? So watch carefully as I'm going to bring out the round shape using the shading. Are you getting me? So one other thing before I continue is, if you are shading using the cross-hatching technique, please shade very lightly. What I mean is, do not press your pen too hard on the paper. If you observe how I am even controlling my pen, I am doing it very lightly. Do you get me? So watch how I am going to bring out the forms or the shape, the circular shape of this object in the 3D form. Are you getting me? Just by differentiating the darker areas and the lighter areas, just as you're seeing it from my reference picture. So I am cross-hatching this shading. Are you getting me? So I am currently bringing out the shape, the round shape, the 3D shape of this object, thereby differentiating the lighter area and the darker areas. Are you getting me? So after laying my first shading or my first layer, I am going to add another second layer of shading too. Now this second layer of shading will give me a more darker result. If you notice, this first layer I just laid is very light compared to my reference picture. So now I am going to add the second layer. Now this is what I am currently doing. I am adding my second layer of shading. Now I begin by shading the darker part from my reference picture. Are you seeing how I am taking it? I am laying my second layer, which is going to give me a more darker result, which I am adding the darker tone on the darker areas. Are you getting it? Now look at my reference and look at this area that is a bit darker. Are you seeing how I am beginning to put the dark areas and I am differentiating them from the lighter areas? Are you getting me? Are you seeing it? Now the bottom part of this darker area is the light area you are seeing from my reference picture too. Do you get it? So If you want to achieve a very smooth shading, all you need to do is make sure as you are shading, you are covering the white spaces you are leaving behind in between the strokes of lines. Are you getting me? As I am currently shading, I am covering the white spaces I left or I am leaving behind too by cross hatching them. So as we keep going, you will see how I am going to be adding more darker or more layers of shading to give me a darker result, to differentiate the light areas and the darker areas of my shading. And please, if you have any question that you want to understand, you can drop it on the comment section and I will get back to you. And please, if you are new to this YouTube channel, I would like you to take a second to hit on the subscribe button below in order to get to see more of my tutorial videos. So this is still the second layer I am still working on, just to bring out the whole idea of this reference picture you are seeing. Are you getting me? So now I am adding a third layer now. Now remember, I told you the more darker result, darker result you have, the more realistic or 3D your shading will look like. So this part of the shading I am doing is the darker part of the drawing, just as you are seeing from my reference picture. Are you getting me? So I am adding more shading so that place, these areas will be darker. Do you get me? And please, while shading, please shade very lightly. Like I said, shade very lightly. Do not press your pen too hard. You see how I hold my pen very lightly? I am shading very lightly. I am shading my strokes very lightly. I am not pressing my pen too hard on the paper. I am just doing it lightly. And remember, I said for you to achieve a very smooth shading, cover up the white spaces left behind. Are you getting me? So currently, as I am cross hatching, I am covering the white spaces and I am doing it very lightly. Are you getting me? So this is all you need to be doing about cross hatching. Like I said, please, if you are new to this YouTube channel and you want to learn more about how to shade with the pen, how to shade your portrait drawing, this is the right channel for you. Do you get me? So if you have any question, you can drop it on the comment section. So this is my third layer of shading, and you see that the more layer of shading we add, the more darker result we are having. You can see that there's a difference between the first layer and the second layer from this third layer that we are working on. Now as we go on, as I'm adding my layer, I am also making sure that the lighter area, I am still maintaining the light areas and the dark areas based on my reference picture. Do you get me? So watch carefully as we keep on with the work. You will see how the final result is going to come out much better. So even right now, this shading is still looking rough. So for a more smoother shading, all you need to do is cover up the white spaces. Are you getting me? So currently now I am adding the shadow under the ball or the shape based on my reference picture. Now look at my reference. You can see the shadow, right? Are you seeing the shadow? Now this is what I am currently adding. Are you getting me? So you can also cover up the white spaces for a more smoother shading. Do you get me? So right now I am adding my fourth layer of shading by covering the white spaces I left on the third layer of shading. Are you getting me? I am covering the white spaces I left on my third layer of shading, thereby making it my fourth layer. Do you get it? Do you get the idea now? And if you notice from my reference picture, this area that I am shading is the darker part of the board. Are you getting me? So that is what I am currently doing. At the same time, I am covering the white spaces I left behind. I am adding more darkness based on my reference picture. Are you getting me? And covering the white spaces will enable me to have a very smooth shading. And you can see how I blended it. And there's a difference between, you can see how the light areas and the dark areas came about. Are you getting me? You can see how I blend the light area and the dark areas. So currently I am covering up the white spaces I left on my third layer of shading. Do you get me? Do you get me? So at the same time, this is my fourth layer again. So here I'm putting down the shadow under the ball, just as you are seeing it from my reference picture. Are you getting me? And you can see that in between the shadow under the ball, you can see the light area, the slim tight light area you are seeing there. So I try to put it too. Are you getting me? So here, this is the shadow. Are you getting me? So this is all you need to know about drawing or shading with the ballpoint pen. So if you have any difficulty, or there's something you still need to understand about drawing with ballpoint pen, you can drop the question on the comment section and I will get back to you. And please, if you love this video, please hit on the like button, and please drop a comment, and please do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you'll get to see more of my tutorial videos.